Okay, so these are my empties for the month. I pretty much just have one makeup product again. Well, I had this petroleum jelly in my project pan as a lip mask and I finished it. I was also using this on my feet and on my hands. I definitely missed the Aquifer one. This was a lot thinner. I hadn't even finished this when I bought something to replace it. So I got this Glossier Balm.com to replace this. By the time that this arrived, I feel like my lips were like okay-ish with this, but this definitely was too thin for it. I still missed Aquifer, so I pretty much just had this left from this tub. So the second thing, I'm not done with it, and I should have taken a picture of it. Okay, so this is the Ritual Defeat Balm in Glasswing. So I had depotted it into here, and I was able to get it all the way to this line. So I guess at least for progress I can show you this. This was the month before, and then this line is where the plastic was at. And I actually had even like started scooping the inside of it, but I decided to just pour it back into the original packaging. I melted it with a candle warmer, and yeah, it's like almost done, but not quite. I think this is probably still going to take me like 2 to 3 months. I was mostly using this blotted, but I ended up getting a lot of progress by like putting a lot of it on during finals week. I pretty much wasn't wearing any makeup when I was studying, and I was just wearing this, and I felt pretty cute. Like I did get out my teeth and stuff, but I wasn't going anywhere, so I didn't have to worry about that. But yeah, if I go out, I just wear this blotted. I had it on, but now it's like off now. Oh yeah, I guess I should swatch it because people thought this was brown last time. It's cute, but it's just kind of annoying. Like now that it's back in a pot, it's even more annoying. But I wish I just had like a regular lip balm with a berry color. So this has been an everyday makeup product for me. I stopped tracking it with tick marks, but I did weigh it. And it used to weigh 12 grams and now it weighs 11. I don't know how accurate my scale is. Okay, so this is not done, but anyway, I made a Franken eyeshadow with a little palette and a hot pink. It ended up being too hot pink, so I was gonna mix in a lighter color because I had depotted some shades and one of my light colors shattered. So I was like, okay, I'll just put it into here. And so I did that, and after doing that, I pressed it into here. A big problem with this eyeshadow that I made was that it pressed too hard, and I tried repressing it multiple times and it just didn't press softly. So anyway, I depotted some more eyeshadow and I broke another one, and I was like, you know what, let me just dump it in here too. And it was like a very light brown, like it didn't even show up on my hand. I mixed it in and it ended up looking very brown. And I was like, okay, then I ruined that. I just tapped it on my cheeks and I was like, oh, maybe I could use it as a bronzer. I don't have one and been wanting to try it. So yeah, so I did that, and then I ended up repressing it into this compact that I bought from Daiso. And this is the color, which ended up looking more pink pressed down. I don't know why. I wore this a few times, like 3 to 4 times. And I'm gonna decolor it. Point is that I tried it. The first time I thought it was very pretty, and then it was just a lot. It was just very red and shimmery, which I don't like in a blush. Like I guess I have one shimmery blush, but that one's the exception. I'm gonna declare this. I feel kind of bad that I ruined shit, but it's fine. I told myself I wasn't gonna frank it anymore, but there are some happy endings, right? For example, this nail polish I really like. I'm wearing it right now. I already messed up the little flower on this hand, but anyway, I basically mixed some of the Simple Colors Forever into here, which was a clear nail polish from Equate, and I really like this shade. So I mean, not all Frankens are failures, but I just want to be a little bit more careful about it. So the next thing is this e.l.f. eyeliner. I pretty much just used this like 3 times and there was no progress at all. So I wore this for Christmas Eve and 2 other times, which I don't remember the other 2 times, but I know I used it 3 times. The next thing is this Besame Cosmetics blush in Poppy. No pan yet, but I really like using this, so it's okay. I did take out some of the fuzzies with alcohol and cotton, but there's still some left in there. This has been my everyday blush and I really like it. So the next blush I added in my project pan for like the month is this one, and I only use it twice. This used to be one of my favorite blushes, even though it's annoying to like blend out and stuff, but the 2 times that I wore it, I didn't like it that much. I'm still gonna keep it in my collection, but I just want to try and use it here and there to see if I can figure it out. The next thing is this concealer, which is not done. I'm also gonna decolor this, y'all. Okay, so I thought I didn't have that much left. And so I took out the stopper and I poured it into this little pot. And I mean, I feel like I did finish at least half of this concealer, but anyway, I'm gonna declutter it. I looked back and I guess I bought this 2.5 years ago. I think actually it was a present. I thought this was breaking me out, so I started using it only on this side of my face. And it seemed like both sides were breaking out here and there. So I was like, okay, I guess it's not the concealer. So then I started using it all over my face and I started having more breakouts. It could be the culprit, it might not be. But just because of the age, and like half of the time it doesn't even look good. It's like a little too light for me and it's drying. I feel like the only time that it actually kind of helps is with darker spots, which I have right here. But sometimes it still ends up looking cakey, and on top of like red blemishes, it does not help at all. It just sits weird on the pores, which I ended up buying a primer and I was okay, let me just give it one more shot. I'll like try it with the primer. If it doesn't work, then I'm like, for sure I'll declutter it. So anyway, I'm getting rid of this. I only have one base product now, but I think that's gonna be the goal, one base product, because yeah, I don't want it to get too old, because I already decluttered the MAC foundation they had for like 4 years. So anyway, so I'm gonna count this as a half empty and combine it with the MAC foundation, and that's gonna equal like 1. The other thing that was in my project pan was liquid lipsticks. So pretty much the goal was just to use 1 liquid lipstick a month, and I used 2 this month. I used this brown one and I used my red Maybelline one. I did use this more times, but I only wore it out once. So anyway, so that's good for me. I also want to add contacts because I never wear them and I want to at least wear them once a month. So as for Shop My Stash blush, I'm going to add this Rare Beauty Nearly Berry blush. I've been lusting over the Girl Cult blush in the berry color, and to stop myself from buying it just a little bit longer, I'm going to put this in my Shop My Stash for the month. For the concealer, I'm going to replace it with this foundation. It's pretty low, but I can't see where I'm at. Maybe I'll try weighing this. I feel like it's still going to take me a while to get through because it's a very thin formula. I do plan on doing the deck of panning, but I think they're not going to release it until next month. So I'm going to try to double dip. I'm going to try to add these into that project pan, and then whatever doesn't match, I'll still continue using it. It'll just not be part of the deck of panning. And for the rest, I'll probably just do Shop My Stash type of products, like 3 uses per month or whatever. For the rest of the empties are these 2 mascaras. Technically, they're not like completely done, but I feel like I was getting more like flakies at the end of the day. They're just kind of old. So this brown one's from April of this year, and then this one's from January of this year. So yeah, counting these as empties, even though they still have stuff, you know? I feel like the only thing that I'm gonna be picky about as for like age is mascara and foundation, concealer, like base type of stuff. But the other stuff, I don't care how old it is, as long as, you know, it doesn't break me out. Like even for cream blushes, I think they're fine. So for skincare, I finished this Cicatricure gel. It's meant for scars, like cicatriz means scar in English. I just really like the texture of this. I use it more as like a moisturizer, and I feel like the next day my face feels hydrated. So I'm probably gonna end up repurchasing it. The other skincare product that I finished was a bar cleanser. It foamed really well, but it's just gonna be hard for me to get because it's from Mexico, and I still prefer liquid cleansers anyway, so I'm not gonna repurchase it, but it was good. And the other thing I finished was nail polish. It's a base and top coat hardener from Nail Aid. This was pretty fucking old. This is pretty nice, but towards the end it got a little thick. This is the new one that I have from LA Colors, and it was $125 at Dollar Tree, and it's really good. And it's the same thing, it's a base and a top coat. For chronic pain, I finished this Ben Guy menthol cream. It's pretty strong. I use it on my neck and my shoulder blade. I cut it up and it kind of dried a little bit towards the end, so but I couldn't squeeze more out. So anyway, I'm so glad I cut it out, but like the last 2 uses, like they're kind of dry. I think my next focus is going to be the Icy Hot spray, which is over there and I don't want to get it. More non-makeup stuff. We finished this big ass thing of hand soap. We just buy this from Sam's Club. Like, it's not cute and it doesn't smell nice, but it's just practical. Stationery stuff, because apparently I want to include stationery stuff. I finished a pack of sticky notes from Daiso. They're pretty cute. I think I need to buy some more because I can't find the other blue ones I have. And I finished this washi tape. I'll probably still keep it for my cat. Okay, that didn't bounce right. Okay, so those were all my empties. Now I'm going to talk about eyeshadow shenanigans. So for eyeshadow, I was doing a no shade left behind, so I was trying to use each shade at least once. And I stopped keeping track because I depotted everything and now I'm doing a new thing. So this is the same thing from last month. So I depotted everything and ended up with 3 palettes. So I have the shimmery palette, which it's shimmers, metallics, glitters, satin, all of that. I have this matte palette. It's quite surprising that I have more shimmers because I like mattes more lately, but anyway, yeah. And then I'm using this as a custom palette. I wish I would have gotten the black one in these because look at how messy it is. Also, I ended up adding this magazine cutout in here because they used the white background and it was really bad. Like everything was getting on it. Anyway, it seemed to work. So let me tell you about my depotting stuff. My plan was actually to get rid of a bunch more eyeshadow, but I ended up only getting rid of 1 eyeshadow, which was a dark purple from this palette right here. Because that one just did not blend, and I ended up reusing the pan for this shade. This one, and this one are actually blush shades that I scraped a little bit. I haven't used them, so I only put a little bit just to test it out if it actually works. Anyway, because I do like those as eyeshadow more than blushes. But yeah, so I pretty much just declared that 1 shade, and I guess this one, but that was because of my mess up or whatever. Like I kind of wish I would have known about depotting before. I mean, I did know, but you get what I mean. So the plan was to declutter a lot more, but because my sister was like, nah, I don't want your eyeshadow, I was like, okay, fine, let me just play around with stuff more and then really make sure that I don't want it because it's gonna go to the trash, you know, if I don't want it. So the other thing is that I started learning about transition shades. I used to be a 2 eyeshadow gal, so I would do a lid and a crease, and then I saw a picture of me and my blending was pretty bad. So I was like, you know what, let me just do 1 shade forever. So that's what I've been doing. I posted a video of me using this dark brown and the edges looked really fucking messy. So I was like, maybe I should try to explore transition shades because to me they seem kind of dumb because they just blend into my skin, but apparently that's what they're supposed to do. So anyway, I do remember some of these ColourPop ones were too powdery, so you know, I might declutter because of that. So let me tell you, I guess, more or less where stuff is from. Okay, so these shades are from ColourPop Sweet Talk. This is from e.l.f. Rosewater or Rose Quartz, one of the two. This is a random Maybelline shadow. And then these are from BH Cosmetics Beat Palette. These red ones are from an Apple palette from Amazon. I forgot the brand. And then these are Pat McGrath. This is Moonlight. It's from a knockoff brand of Urban Decay. I thought they were out of stock and then they brought them out again. I don't know, confusing. Anyway, so same thing. ColourPop blushes, BH Cosmetics, the red one, and Pat McGrath, and a random single. Okay, I'm gonna talk about like the palettes and how I went, okay? I pretty much just did 1 video regarding depotting, and it was like a live of depotting a couple of them. Okay, so ColourPop, they're magnetic. It was pretty easy just to take out. BH Cosmetics, I just took a knife underneath like this part right here, and I just peeled away the cardboard like that. And then for that, I just used a butter knife for everything. I don't know what my cats are doing. Anyway, that one's pretty easy. The glue was pretty fine to take out. For the Apple one in the Moonlight, I did the same thing. Oh, before actually like prying into stuff, I sprayed it with alcohol because I heard that that kind of stabilizes the shade a little bit more. Which I did get some casualties, right? The Apple one was a little bit hard because the glue was a little bit harder. Oh my god, my voice is like leaving me now. Okay, so there was a pretty sad casualty, which was the Flower Beauty blush. I have a ColourPop compact that I was going to depot this into, and it was just glued in there pretty tight. The main reason why I wanted to depot it is because this lid was broken. Long story short, my husband offered to help me and it shattered. My plan was to use a hammer and break away from this. So this came with this thing, and this tool was just too thick to get in there. And anyway, so after that happened, I was like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot that I was going to try to use a box cutter because that's thinner. For these e.l.f. ones, they were in that little plastic case. I put that underneath a counter warmer and then I sprayed it with alcohol. There was one casualty, but it was actually the Franken one. I used a box cutter. I went between the metal edge and the plastic and I just kind of cut around it and then I just kind of lifted it like this. So yeah, so that's how I got that one out. The one that I was the most curious was Pat McGrath because I really like this shade. It kind of felt wrong to do it because it was such an expensive palette. But anyway, I did the same thing. I left it in the counter warmer for like a long time, mostly because I forgot about it, but maybe it was like 2 hours. Anyway, I feel like that really helped with the glue. But yeah, I did the same thing. I sprayed with alcohol and then I used a box cutter to go around it. And yeah, it was actually really easy to take out. So that was really nice. The Tarte one was actually really hard because even though it was cardboard packaging, it was actually plastic in the middle. So I did have a little bit of a crack in this one, but it was fine. So this was a single screw-on compact. It actually was pretty easy to take out. However, when I was cleaning the back of it, that's when this started cracking. So maybe it did crack when I was taking it out and it started showing when I was trying to clean the back of it. It's a pretty big shade, so it's okay that it cracked. Like I still have a lot. The last thing I depotted was this new palette that I bought, which is the Wet n Wild Comfort Zone. I did end up having one casualty, which was one of these like longer shades. And the main reason is because it was a long shade. Like I tried wedging in the box cutter in here and then it broke. So anyway, this is the one that I frankened into that one blush thing. But yeah, these were pretty easy. Same thing, I did the candle warmer and then the alcohol spray. It was kind of more time consuming to remove the glue at the bottom. This pink palette came with a few of these magnets. I ended up buying another pack of these square ones because I feel like these were a little bit better because I could technically still use them on the circle ones. The circle ones were too big to be able to use them on the square ones. That's kind of how that went. I just made this a few days ago. But I'll eventually like transfer them out. I don't know, there's pros and cons to this, okay? So obviously the biggest con is like you might break your shit, right? The other thing is that it's kind of messier, to be honest. Like when you like put your brush in, like stuff gets everywhere. And I guess it's not that cute compared to a palette, but I really like that I can just open these 3 palettes and have my whole collection. And now that I want to try to be more than just the one eyeshadow person, I was gonna say something else. I kind of like that I can just open everything and use everything. Something that was also really bothering me was that there was like so much open space. But the way that I arranged it now, like I feel pretty happy. Like this, I really like that it's mostly like full. And this one, because it's just this bottom row that's empty, like it doesn't bother me as much. But anyway, I think I'm actually gonna try to do the magazine thing for these. I mean, they're not magazines, they're just it's like a magazine paper, but it's a calendar. That's what happened with this. This is really long. Oh my god. Okay. So, as for purchases, I already talked about some of them, but I got this 7 out of 10 for now. So this one, 10 out of 10. I really like the shimmers. Like the only thing that I don't like is that you can't really see them when I wear glasses. The sparkles are just so pretty, and yeah, the only ones that I considered decluttering were these two. But I did wear this green one with this black one, and I thought I looked very cool. So the first time that I tried the green one, it looked like I was sick, and then I added the black, and I was like, okay, that looks pretty cute. And the blue one, I was gonna declutter it, but it's actually kind of like a brown blue. To replace the mascara, I bought another CoverGirl mascara, but I got it in black brown. I kind of wish I would have gotten the brown again. I just want to have one at a time now. The other thing I got was this About Face liquid lipstick. This is 7 out of 10 because I like the color, but it's not transfer proof. I want to try it as an eyeshadow. I tried it right before I showered on top of something else, and it seemed promising. So I want to try it that way as well. And the next thing that I got was this roll-on lip gloss. It's very pretty and it's clear. I wanted a roll-on lip gloss for a while and I found it. However, I kind of miss the Vaseline Rosy Lip or whatever, and this is cheaper. So I don't know, I guess I just like that this had like a slight tint of pink, and yeah. But anyway, this is my purse lip gloss now. I forgot to mention that I repurchased the blush that was broken. This is the Flower Beauty Wild Rose blush. Last thing that I bought was this Rimmel Stay Matte primer. and I got this for pores, and I've only used this twice, once last night before I went to bed, and then right now. I'm wearing it on this side of my face. Like I said, I tried this on this side with the concealer, but then I removed it and then I put it on with just the other foundation. And I feel like it definitely does mattify. The pores look slightly blurred because it does make your face matte, but it's not super magical as I thought it would be. But you know, I've only used it twice and I'm not completely disappointed by it, especially because it's not silicone-y, like it's actually more of a moisturizer. It says shine controlling, pore minimizing, hydrating feel, smooth skin. The other thing is that after I bought this, I was like, oh my gosh, what if I just bought like an old ass thing? Because I saw this from like a really old review. Like the person had reviewed a bunch of drugstore primers and like the first two were discontinued. So anyway, this is like an old thing, but I searched up the batch code online and apparently it's only 8 months old. So they are still making this. Okay, so I bought this Bioderma cleanser. This was on sale for Black Friday and I was already gonna buy it. So I bought it even though I'm still not done with the Cetaphil one. But because I was almost done with the bar cleanser, I bought this. And the other thing that I bought was this. I kind of regret it. Anyway, so I got this CosRX kit. Okay, so I started using the cleanser and the snail essence, and I just opened this one today because sometimes I mess up with my makeup and I want to fix it and I'm too lazy to go to the bathroom to fix it. So yeah, so this is going to be in my room. To be honest, I kind of wanted the snail mucin to be more similar to this, and it's not. Right now I'm giving it 7 out of 10 for both the cleanser and the essence, but it's not completely terrible. I'm still gonna try to use it more and see how I feel about it. And yeah, I haven't opened the other two. So these are my shower cleansers. Okay, this is the rest of my nighttime routine. I've been going hard with the benzoyl peroxide lately too. And then this is stuff that I use sometimes. So the micellar water. This one I was using once a week, and then I started using it every other day, and it could be what has been breaking me out. So I put it back up here. And the acids I never use. This, I think I might try using it as a shaving oil because I'm almost done with mine. And then this is that shelf. I also used up a bunch of these acne patches. Apparently I had 2 Glossier ones left still. And then I used 1.5 of the Mary and May masks. I also ended up moving this leave-in conditioner into the shower as a regular conditioner, and I'm almost done with it. And then this is the bottom of my sink. We bought more hand soap too. Okay, so these are my empties plus the bar soap. This is what I'm decluttering. This is my project pan. I forgot to mention that I want to hit pan on this shade. Okay, so I forgot that the whole point of the finale was to talk about all the numbers or whatever, but anyway, it's all over the place. Sorry, I tried to make it organized, but it's not. Anyway, I finished 27 skincare products, which I'm pretty proud of. For skincare, I was trying to do replacement only. One of the reasons why I regret buying the CosRX kit is because now I have little less X's. But yeah, but still, I didn't go over the amount that I had. For makeup, I definitely finished a lot less, and then some of them are kind of questionable. Because for example, the mascara wasn't quite finished. The blush, I counted it as an empty because it shattered. Or, you know, I allowed myself to replace that. And the Aquaphor and the Vaseline, I use it on my hands and feet too. But anyway, I think that's still pretty good. I also was in a 7-ish month no buy, and now I'm converting to a low buy, which I did buy way too much shit this month, but I should slow down because those were on my wish list for a while. I'm gonna try to do replacement only. If I finish a product, I can buy a thing. Maybe I won't buy, maybe I'll make it a point to not buy anything until February, so do like a no month. So maybe do like a no buy for January. Anyway, that's where I'm at. Thank you for watching. Bye.